Hello traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Daily Roundup webinar. Another day, another consolidation. Just when you think you're gonna get some big moves. The good news is we had some movement in the cable today. You can see how the pound actually reached a couple support levels on ForexAnalytix. So we did get a little bit of movement there, and that means the pound crosses moved. But what I want to do, and actually we got some movement in the peso. I'm a little irritated that I left so much on the table with that, but let's talk about all these majors and just kind of see where we're at, because in all actuality, if you look at the S&P, I'm sorry, I was drawing that from in the chat room. If you guys were in the chat room, you know that I was looking at this. Like if we could reach the 31.30, I was looking for a sell up there. Chi was looking at this, I think, and I was kind of looking at it too. It's like, okay, if I can sell against that trend line right up there, I'd do it. Well, we might actually get up there by the end of the day, but remember we have options expiration going into tomorrow. So, I was hoping we'd get up there earlier today and be able to, short it up there and let it drift a little lower. But anyway, let's talk about the majors and kind of see where we're at, and if you guys have anything in particular you want to see, please bring it to my attention in the chat box too. Alan says we was looking at the same in the Dow too, Blake. Yeah, and actually the Dow, if we would have got a rally like this, it would have been nice too. And actually I would have really liked it like a butterfly type of pattern. Something like this would be great. You know what I mean? Or, you might be looking at something that looks more like this. Oops, it's kind of not what I want to do. Like this. Something like that. But, maybe we could get a rally back up here. I don't know. It's the bottom line is I'm trying to find a rally to sell into. It's kind of slow moving, and maybe this is it. Actually, this does look kind of like this looks actually pretty butterfly-ish. 127% extension, something like that. Anyway, okay, all right. The bottom line is, in equities or risk, looking for them to lift a little bit. I just don't know if it's going to do it. So let's take a look at the, let's start with the euro. So the euro back at the 112 support. I know I sound like I've probably said this, every day this entire week, and I'll say it again. And I'm kind of waiting for the 111.50 if we can get there. I think I've drawn that for you every day too on the daily roundup. The good news is we're at support, so maybe if stocks sell off a little bit, maybe we might get some dollar strength that pushes us down there. It's possible, right? It's possible. Obviously, while we're below this 112, 75, 80, there's no reason to be bullish. Okay. The cable sold off a little bit. We are at the 50% retracement. Now take a look at this is a 4-hour chart. And if you remember this being the chart of the day from a couple of days ago, failed at the 200-day moving average. Let's see, blog. 2 days ago. Failed at the 200-day capping rallies, right? Knowing this, blah, 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 may feel better selling rallies at this point, buying dips, and and that's held true. I mean, we held the 200-day. Now we've broken a new trend lows. Now the question is, how far can we go? Before we bounce. And actually, if I was trading the cable, which at this point you're either short or you're looking for a bounce level, but I don't think this is it. And let me share with you why. Here's a 4-hour. Relative strength is not divergent, so it is actually confirming this move. Do you see that? So let's just imagine we bounce soon, right? And then we go down again, and I'm talking relative strength. So let's say we continue lower, we bounce, then we hit a new low in price, maybe down at 123. Relative strength doesn't hit a new low, then you look to go long down here. That's how I envision it happening. That doesn't mean it's going to happen that way, but that's kind of how I see it with the relative strength that is confirming the move. So I wouldn't get too excited about it finding support till we got down towards 123. Okay. Aussie dollar. Aussie's trying to break through this triangle, but here comes the buts. But it's holding horizontal support. And, you know, if we get below 68.30, that would then tell me we're probably going down to, you know, 67.80 or maybe even lower. Okay. But we actually have to break through this horizontal support. And until that happens, you know, you got to be a little careful that it doesn't come whipping up in your face again. Kiwi, challenging triangle support. Let's hope we get some moves here. Maybe we do. I mean, maybe this is it. You know, maybe the dollar really starts to rip here. I mean, look at the right now. Look at the euro. I mean, the euro's attacking the 112 level, and maybe it, you know, hitting, you know, breaking through the 112. It might drag the Aussie lower. It might drag the Kiwi lower. Wait, one other thing that's happening right now that might actually confirm this is all happening. Look at the peso. I was long a little peso this morning, and I was happy with making my little gain. And then next thing you know, it's ripping. I mean, look at that move. This is not a good backdrop for equities going higher, right? It's just not. You know, you've got weaker emerging market currencies. You've got stronger yen. It should yield a downside move in equities. It isn't yet, and you know the equity market is just kind of sitting there. But it should. I mean, it's not a, like I said, it's not a good backdrop for it. But dollar peso is moving higher. Dollar rand is moving higher. Turkish lira is moving lower. You know, U.S. dollar TRY is moving. This is very, very, you know, bullish. The dollar against emerging market currencies, bearish against the, you know, bearish against emerging market currencies, should be bearish stocks. Anyway, look at the yen. I mean, the yen, for all intents and purposes, is stronger. Now, the dollar is just kind of mixed here because the dollar is stronger against other currencies. But look at the euro yen, pound yen. Oh, pound yen's almost, this might actually be complete. For those, I know there's somebody trading the guppy in our chat room a little earlier, so let's see here. Close, right? That completion is like basically right here. So think about that, right? Think about that for a moment. Don't be too aggressively short the cable or pound anything right now because of that. Aussie yen, trying to roll over. Kiwi yen, trying. Canadian yen, definitely trying. So anyway, watch these commodity currencies. Maybe they do break down, and if the Aussie starts to break down, the Kiwi starts to break down, maybe that that might lead equities lower. Oliver asks, hey Blake, could you look at the Euro Swiss? Yes. Let's take a look. Here's Euro Swiss. Wow, we're about ready to take support. You know, I would be kind of nervous if we broke this. I'm not trading it at all. But what I would be, if we broke 106.50, I mean, hell, risk reward favors going long right now. Let's just face that. Let's just understand that, right? Risk reward favors being long right now. But if it breaks, it's going to break in an ugly manner, right? That would be my 2 cents. So where's 106.50? It's got to hold 106.50 basically, right? Okay. Think about that. Jane asked for the dollar Canadian, and you know I didn't cover the Canadian. Did I? Did I? No, I didn't. Um, dollar CAD came out of the wedge. I was surprised that we actually broke higher out of this wedge actually, but I just wouldn't get. You can see I have an alarm set up here. I wouldn't get too excited about the dollar Canadian until you get over here, right? This is where the alarm should be at this point. And this is where I'd start getting really excited about it because it's at 137 and a quarter. You're either going to break out or you're going to reject. So, you know, you can play it either direction, however you want to. That's what I think. And Caesar asked if I could look at gold. I'll look at gold really quick. You know, gold was trading around its lows. It was trading around its lows, and it was probing this uptrend line. And you can see on the hourlies here, it was probing, and I'm like, man, maybe this is it. Maybe gold's going to pull back. And then, yeah, here we go. Boop, right back up again. So, yeah, I think it's kind of hard to be bearish gold while we're above, let's just call it 1715, 1716, 1717. Yeah, while we're above that, you know, you got to assume that this uptrend is just going to continue, or you know maybe it is a consolidation. So we make it from the 1720 to 1735, and then continue on like this going into tomorrow. So anyway, all right, guys. Remember, if you're listening to this late, or you know, at almost 24 hours later, whoops. You're listening to this almost 24 hours later, then that means you're not a ForexAnalytix subscriber. For those of you that are, thank you so much for your support. I enjoy chatting with all of you in the chat room, and we as a team appreciate your support. For those of you that are not part of the ForexAnalytix family, make sure you try us out. It's only $1 for 10 days. Okay. And then you can go month to month. You can go light version, you can go to the premium version, but make sure you download the mobile app. And let's hope tomorrow this, you know, big triple witching week is over and we start getting some volatility. Let's hope. Let's hope. All right, guys and gals, have a great one. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. I'll see you guys in a bit, or in the chat room. And remember, I won't be doing this tomorrow because it's Thursday. So I'll see you on the Face webinar tomorrow, not on the Daily Roundup. Have a great one.